My name's Adrian Knox. I'm 35, a counter-surveillance tech designer with a quiet, steady life in Portland. I've always lived modestly, stayed off the radar. I paid off my student loans early, bought a house without a mortgage, and built up solid savings. No lavish lifestyle, no Instagram posing, just peace and control. Then I met Mara. She was 32, magnetic in a quiet way, with eyes that softened you and a scent like cedarwood and dog shampoo. We met at a birthday picnic. She wasn't showy like the others, mocked influencer culture, claimed to hate consumerism. I thought, finally, someone genuine. She talked about adopting rescue dogs and planting a garden. We took long walks, went camping, shared a love for unplugged living. A year later, I proposed. She seemed over the moon. But I had a prenup ready, nothing harsh, just protective. If either of us cheated, the other got everything. If she left without cause, she took what she came with. Her Subaru, some thrifted shelves, and a half-working milk frother. Her reaction? Like I'd asked for a divorce before the vows. She stormed out, then came back teary-eyed, saying she understood I was just trying to protect myself. She signed. We married in a small garden ceremony, and for a while things were good. But 6 months in, her behavior changed. One day warm, the next ice cold. She said she felt smothered. I offered her space, solo weekends, time with friends. But everything I did became proof that I didn't care. Then it got strange. One evening, I came home early to find her whispering tensely in the hallway. She claimed it was her sister. I let it go. 2 days later, while driving to her sister's, she suddenly reached under the passenger seat and pulled out an old Android phone. "What's this?" she asked, pretending shock. She unlocked it like she knew the code already. Then came the drama, flirty messages apparently from me to someone named Belle. "She doesn't suspect a thing. You looked amazing in red." It was like a badly written soap. I told her straight, it wasn't my phone and that wasn't how I text. She jumped out of the car before we even parked, bag already packed in the back seat. At her sister's house, she cried in the driveway, shouting about betrayal and emotional abuse. I sat there numb, realizing it had all been staged. That night I called Lucas, my best friend, a forensic software consultant. I handed him the phone. Within hours he'd pulled all the data. Every message had been copied from the Notes app and pasted to look like a chat. There were no incoming messages. All written by Mara, 2 hours before we left for her sister's. She wasn't just hurt, she was setting a trap. Then I got divorce papers. She accused me of infidelity, coercion, abandonment. She included screenshots, even a fake mirror selfie looking devastated. But I didn't respond. Instead, I filed a countermotion. Evidence list attached. Forensic proof of message fabrication. Security footage of her rehearsing the fake breakdown. Her PayPal payment to a shady PI she hired to tail me. Screenshots from Reddit where she asked how to make fake cheating allegations stick in court. Texts to her sister saying, "If I play this right, I walk with half." My lawyer, Naomi, knew exactly how to handle it. The courtroom was ice cold. Mara arrived looking like a budget Jackie Kennedy, pearls and beige. Her young lawyer tried to settle privately. We refused. Naomi laid out everything: burner phone, fabricated messages, metadata, Reddit posts, emails to the investigator asking about printing fake screenshots. By the second slide, Mara's lawyer was silent. The judge stared at Mara and asked if she had anything to say. All she whispered was, "I just wanted to feel protected." The judge replied, "That wasn't protection. That was fraud." Final ruling? Prenup enforced. No spousal support. She pays legal fees. She left with her Subaru, broken frother, and shattered credibility. Outside court, she chased me. Pleaded. I didn't look back. A week later, her mother tried calling. Left a voicemail. She was scared, Adrian. She made a mistake. No, mistakes don't involve 6 months of planning and Photoshop. I changed the locks, froze our accounts, filed a restraining order after she tried sneaking in through the back porch. 1 month passed. I thought it was over. Then came the letter, from her mother, Claire. She wrote as if she were just a concerned onlooker, not the woman who raised Mara to view love as leverage. She said Mara was falling apart. She begged for one conversation over coffee for closure. I forwarded it to Naomi. She texted back. They're testing boundaries. Don't flinch. I didn't. But a week later, Mara and Claire showed up in person, at a tech industry dinner I attended with Ivy, a woman I'd begun seeing. I stepped outside for air and there they were, approaching like I was a wounded animal. Claire said, "We didn't want to ambush you, but you've made yourself unreachable." I said, "There's a reason for that." Mara looked defeated, softly saying she didn't want to fix everything, just to talk. I said, "You mean talk about how you forged texts and hired a fake PI to destroy me?" She flinched. Claire jumped in, claiming Mara was mentally unwell, that she'd gotten help, that she was healing. "She's not healing," I said. "She's rebranding." Mara begged. "Can't we just start over? As friends?" Friends? With someone who tried to annihilate my character in court? I told them there was no friendship, no sympathy, no access. Claire's tone turned sharp. "So that's it? After everything she's been through?" I stepped forward. "What she's been through? She almost destroyed my life. If I wasn't trained in this stuff, I'd be broke, jobless, and ruined." They were speechless. "And now you show up in designer sweaters with your sad faces rehearsed, asking me to pretend none of it happened?" I added. Mara's voice cracked. "I still love you." I replied. "You loved the stability, the safety, but not me, because if you did, you wouldn't have tried to ruin me the moment you thought you could cash out." Claire reached to touch my arm. I stepped back. Then I said it, the last thing I ever planned to say to either of them. Love doesn't come back through guilt. And trust doesn't repair after you set it on fire. I turned and walked back inside. Ivy raised an eyebrow as I sat down. "They try again?" she asked. I nodded. Last gasp. She clinked her glass to mine. "Rest in peace, Mara and Mother." That night, I blocked Claire's number too. I'd already changed my passwords, bank accounts, emergency contacts. But now it wasn't just about safety. It was about dignity. The kind you rebuild when someone tries to erase who you are and rewrite your life as a villain's arc. I never answered their letters. Never gave them closure. Because people like that don't want healing. They want a sequel. And I don't do reruns. If someone frames you, burns your name, stages lies with crocodile tears and Photoshop edits, you don't owe them a response. Let them feel the weight of their lies. Let them watch you move forward with your peace, your truth, and someone better beside you. Because strength doesn't scream. It just knows when to walk away for good.